Hi and welcome back, Jin here. We're continuing chapter 7 now. So we're up to chapter 7, part 11. I dragged Minor to the classroom for the scheduled interview. I was 20 minutes late and frantically apologized to the teacher and students. Lucky for me, they just came off a big exam, so were too spent to give me a hard time. Except for the recording pen's occasional glitches, the interview went well and soon neared the end. Can I ask you a question, miss? Sure. Why would you be interested in interviewing us? Maybe it's because, as teens, we all hold secrets, which become like letters lost in time. We laughed and I captured the moment on camera. After collecting the questionnaires, I flagged down Minor who was wandering the room. So what made you come here too? Looking for inspiration for the show, of course, and I got a good idea. That's so. I saw a movie called Letter in the Drawer, and the light bulb went off in my head. The letter was from the lead's dad, but she waited too long to open it and missed a chance at reconciliation. How did you feel when you first got that letter? Got what letter? What? What letter? The one in your drawer, of course. Minor poked his head at me and made me step back. He felt as if I was pulled back in time, seeing the blood-stained, crumpled letter in the drawer. How did you know about that warning letter? My whole body was wound up, like he wanted to finally get to the bottom of this. Why wouldn't I know? I put it in your desk myself. As soon as he said that, he began to pace the room in a panic. Great, I've done it this time. Gavin told me never to mention it. Oh man, I just stepped my foot in it. I had no clue what Minor was muttering about. He suddenly stopped in front of me. Hold on, did you say a warning? Yeah, the one you put into my drawer, remember? Well, I never looked at it, but I seriously doubt Gavin would do anything menacing like that. He quickly covered his mouth. Oh no, busted. Pretend I never said anything and go ask him. He refused to tell me anything more, so I grabbed him. Why did you put it in my desk? He looked righteously at me. It was the first time he ever asked me to do anything, so of course I had to. What? Okay, next part. But you're so blind, you got it all twisted about him. My mind kept replaying Minor's words over and over. But what could it be if not a warning letter? I sighed and absent-mindedly took photos in the hallway. I'll get the story from Gavin after the work here is done. A blonde girl wandered into my frame. Where have I seen her before? She hurried down the corridor and I reflexively aimed my camera. It's her! The missing blonde girl. The face was kind of fuzzy in the shot, but at least the hair was identical. I ran after her. Wait, miss, wait! But she seemed oblivious to my plea and turned to enter the theatre building. Hey! I shouted and hurried after her. Then I stopped. There was no sign of the girl in the empty theatre. The normally locked rooms were half open, so I checked each one. I searched all 5 floors and still no trace. Did I lose her somehow? I stumbled to the stairs and got dizzy watching the steps go on forever. That dream. I whipped my phone out in panic and was about to dial Gavin when I heard footsteps behind me. Who's there? I turned around but didn't say anything. That only frightened me more. I couldn't tell where the footsteps were coming from, just that they were getting closer. My palms were sweating as I searched for the emergency exit, with only escape on my mind. Ah! I felt a numbing pain in my neck and my mouth was covered. I struggled but was fading fast. The last image I saw was Gavin. Gold metallic light flashed before me. The floor suddenly cracked open and I fell into a vortex. Gold metallic? Was that like a gleam from the ginkgo leaf bracelet? I tried to call for help but nothing came out. A dark silhouette dashed up and grabbed my hand. Yellow sand kicked up. Rocks tumbled. The vortex turned black and everything darkened. I slowly came to and opened my heavy eyes. It was just a dream. Where am I? I saw a vast empty cement lot. Next to my feet were rope and sand. Curly clouds blocked the sun above me. This spot felt very close to the sky. My hands were held. A hand from behind wrapped around my throat, while another bound me in rope. Who are you? Let me go now! Whoever was behind me didn't speak a word and quickened his pace, though I felt his hand trembling slightly. I struggled, but my minuscule efforts were futile. Fear overtook me, and I started shaking uncontrollably. Save me, Gavin, please! My mind went blank. I took a deep breath and tried to calm myself. Gavin should know I've been gone for a long time by now and probably already leaped into action. So I've got to stay alive until he finds me. Who are you? And why are you kidnapping me? The creep tightened the rope, pulled me up, and dragged me toward the edge of the roof without a word. I tried my hardest to stop myself with my feet, leaving 2 tracks of sand on the ground. Rocks, yellow sand, dark clouds. This was in my dream. Maybe it was the answer. Maybe I could handle a crisis all by myself this time. I let myself fall to the ground. A sharp stone dug into my back, and I quickly palmed it, unnoticed by my captor. Oh yes, that's so cool. We actually have a CG dedicated to just us. Get up, and don't try anything stupid. The scoundrel pulled me back up roughly. I hung my head, but my bound hands never stopped. I sliced away at the thick rope behind my back. I just needed to buy time until I can cut through it. Who are you? Why were you following the girl? I don't know you. Why did you abduct me? I could tell something had struck a nerve with this scoundrel. What did you do to her? I'll have you know I already called the police. I tried to sound as loud and bold as possible, though my palms were sweating like crazy. You called the cops? All they'll find is your dead body. The scoundrel's breathing was getting harder and harder. He resumed dragging me. I was in a daze and all sorts of crazy emotions swelled in my head. Your death will surely be worthwhile. The rope was barely nicked and nowhere near close to breaking. The edge inched near. I tried to squirm out of the rope in vain. Is this really the end? No, it can't be. I refuse to be a sitting duck and go without a fight. A wind suddenly kicked up. I took the chance to boot the rocks and sands on my captor. The scoundrel cursed and relaxed his grip, and I strained to pull myself away. Dark clouds amassed over the rooftop as the air thickened. In the newly rebuilt bell tower nearby, a rifle suddenly poked out from behind a black curtain. The crosshairs rested on the girl's head, finger on the trigger. Alright, let's see who our savior is. The creep put his other hand back on me and held me still. Then I felt cold metal on my neck. Thought you could get away, huh? A knife! I held my breath and tried not to move or muscle. The hand holding the knife was trembling. I was sure he'd cut me accidentally, if not on purpose. He tightened his grip and pressed the blade tighter to my neck. His voice turned shrill. Only your death can bring my little sister back. Today you die. He burst out laughing. His grip tightened. Then the clouds above cracked open in a flash of blinding light.
No way.
Our savior. The cool, chilling voice seemed to bring the world to a halt. I now realized just how fleeting the moment between life and death was, and how loudly a heart can beat. A pair of hands emerged, and one click later, the creep let me go and kneeled over in pain. Seemingly out of nowhere, he was in handcuffs. That was when I got a good look at the pair of long, steady hands I'd recognize anywhere. I was untied from the rope. Before me was Gavin's tall frame, glowing in faint sunlight. Next thing I knew, I was in a deep embrace. It was warm and comforting. I relaxed my grip, though Gavin didn't, and it actually hurt a little. Such an embrace would melt anyone and bring tears to the eyes. Gavin.
It's okay. I'm here.
Thank you, Gavin. You rescued us. His voice was more tender than usual, and hearing it made me feel it was worth any peril. Suddenly, I felt a prick on my fingertip and the metallic light from the dream flashed before my eyes. I cried out involuntarily. Look out! My ears caught something whizzing by as a bullet sped past Gavin. Who is shooting at us? He pulled me back into him and threw us both on the ground with him covering me.
Close your eyes.
I nodded without hesitation. Gavin smiled almost imperceptibly.
Hold on tight.
He leaped down and his clothes billowed in the hollowing wind. I locked hands around his neck, heart pounding from weightlessness. I opened my eyes to ginkgo leaves dancing in the wind. It was reminiscent of that time outside the piano room. I lowered my head and saw the scar on Gavin's neck. It had healed, but it still frightened me. My heart skipped another beat. I looked up only to get lost in his clear, determined eyes that assured me everything was all right. The slight smile also softened his dour countenance quite a lot. I kept staring at him.
How long are you gonna make me hold you?
Huh? Oh. I blushed and stood up. Oh, that girl. She disappeared after going to the theatre building.
That's why you left the classroom?
Yeah. I hung my head, realizing I ignored his instructions and tailed her on my own. Did you find the girl?
I did. She's fine.
Good.
How about you be more careful next time?
But I'm fine though, thanks to you. I pretended to be calm, but my hand shivered a little. It's weird though. I thought he abducted me because I was onto him. But he said something very bizarre.
What did he say?
He said only my death could bring his little sister back. Maybe I heard it wrong, since I don't even know him, much less his sister. But was he dead set on throwing me off the rooftop, just for thwarting his kidnapping? Also, he was cuffed, yet fired a gun. Oh, were you hit? I suddenly realized there was a lot to process in such short time and shut up.
Wait here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere this time. And I'm fine.
He leaped into the window and out of sight. What is going on? This whole chapter is so confusing. Does this have something to do with the space world with England girl? girls were being kidnapped. Someone looking for us and his sister was accidentally abducted in our place. I'm really confused. I'm seriously really confused at this point. But I'm going to leave this part here for now because it's already getting really long. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I will see you tomorrow in the next part of Mr. Love Clean Show. But until then, bye for now.